Hello and welcome back to What I Think I Know with your host, Dan Brigantino. Boy, 3 weeks in Japan was incredible. I am exhausted still. I've been home for 3 days. And unlike I planned, I was not able to do videos over there. I was able to do them. I could have done them. But there was just no time, and I was enjoying another country. And, call me lazy, but I wasn't going to do them. Anyway, I am starting a new YouTube channel dedicated to my Japan trip and a little bit of South Korea. It's going to be called Daniel in Japaniel. I don't like going by Daniel. I prefer Dan, just like Japan probably doesn't like going by Japaniel. It prefers Japan. Anyway, amazing trip. We could talk more about that later. I'm sure I'll be bringing stuff up. In fact, there is at least one topic that I do want to get to. But this week, I have extremely limited time and I'm exhausted. So we're going to go through this pretty quick. Hopefully it'll be a nice short episode. And I got a new piece of artwork for the wall. Beautiful. Corinne, great beer. I prefer Asahi, or Asahi, however it's pronounced, I forget. But Corinne's not a bad beer. And a wonderful little, this is one of those, like, tin things. I just thought it was really cool, so I grabbed it. But, like I said, we'll talk about Japan a little more later down the road. And if you want the kind of full effect of it, Daniel in Japaniel. That'll be Daniel dash in dash Japaniel. Japaniel. Anyway, I want to talk about just kind of the most important things I felt happened while I was away, starting with the Artemis 2 mission to the moon. Pretty freaking cool. There was it 4 people, 10 days. They went the furthest away from the Earth that humans have ever been. Incredible. You know, I've always been a little skeptical about the moon landing and all that, and I'm also a little skeptical about this mission too, but I like to think it's true and that it really happened, and, if it is true and it really happened, that's freaking awesome. This mission in particular was testing equipment. That was pretty much their sole focus. Seems like their equipment worked because they made it back. So hopefully we'll be having a actual touchdown on the moon in the coming years. That would be super cool. Kind of the elephant in the room, I suppose. Iran. Kind of looks like they might be wrapping up a bit pretty soon. I heard projections for kind of like around April 30th sort of thing, very end of April. That seems pretty soon. Maybe not. Probably into May there. But yeah, hopefully we're getting to the end of it. We just struck a deal with Indonesia, further solidifying, or I guess sectioning out China. If you don't know, China sits here. Indonesia, the islands are right about here. Very cool. So China's basically been locked out of all their oil. And I think they're the largest, consumer of petroleum. I'm not sure if that's true, but I think they are the largest consumer of petroleum in the world. So without oil, their whole system's going to collapse, which is exactly like what a real American would want. That is essentially winning a non-existent world war. It's kind of more like a world Cold War. But we're kicking ass. Anywho, God bless the troops out in Iran. I would love to see every single one of them come back safe and unharmed. Of course, it's war. That's not going to happen. And for the civilians of Iran, again, hope the same thing. Hope nobody gets hurt. Of course, it's war. Civilians are going to get hurt. It's just an uncomfortable or unfun truth about life. That's just how it goes. But prayers go out to those guys, well, men and women, and anybody involved. Next up, probably my favorite thing that happened while I was away. This actually just happened. I think it was like I was on the plane coming here, or coming home. But there is an investigation that was just opened up. I think it was by Kash Patel, or Department of Justice or something. I can't remember. Not really important who is conducting the lawsuit, but what is important is the lawsuit itself is going after the Southern Poverty Law Center. They're kind of like the ACLU. They do civil rights stuff and all that. And well, it turns out they were funding places like, well, basically the KKK. Let me pull up a list here. There we are. So on the screen, you could see, this is, I can't remember what the word is, but this is not for sure yet. They haven't gone through litigation. So this is alleged. There we go. National Alliance affiliate, $1 million paid. Aryan Nations affiliate, $300,000. Unite the Right, $270,000. Former National Alliance chairman, $140,000. Former KKK members, $73,000. American Front president and felon, $19,000. Now, I'm not entirely sure what all those things are. We'll look into that for the next episode. But the important thing is, this essentially means that there's a very high likelihood that all of the white supremacy stuff that actually was happening, because there was a little bit, like the Charlottesville, there are very fine people on both sides. Yeah, there were some, perhaps actors, is what I thought, but some actual, white supremacy things going on, which obviously is no good. White supremacy is a foolish concept. I would say diversity is our strength, maybe a worse concept. But of course, so is thinking one race is superior to the others. It's not about race. It has nothing to do with skin color. It's got everything to do with culture. That is very different. I recently saw a hilarious video of a Filipino guy saying, when we came back when we started coming here to America from the Philippines, we stopped eating the dogs. It's a culture thing. They don't have cattle or whatever, enough cattle to feed everybody, so they were eating dogs out there. And when they came here, they had to stop because that is far from our culture. Very happy that that's not part of our culture. And I did just learn, because I was in Korea and I was interested and I looked it up, eating dogs in Korea, or South Korea at least, will become illegal in 2027, I believe it is. It was voted in 2024, I think, or 25. And apparently it takes a while for people to get over not eating dogs, so it's in a cool down phase kind of thing. It's like, they made the law, and now they're kind of shutting down the industry, basically, which is terrific. Don't eat dogs. They're adorable. Now, I will say cows are adorable as well. But anywho, turns out the, very fine people on both sides, they were paid more than likely by the Southern Poverty Law Center. So that'll be an awesome lawsuit to watch. We'll keep up with that one. And finally, in California, the AB 2624, a new act coming through called the Nick Shirley Act. It's basically saying they want to prevent anybody from investigating certain places, medical stuff, things like that. And it does include hospices. So, basically they just want to get rid of Nick Shirley and make sure nobody else can do what he's doing. They just want to protect the fraud is all it is. Here's a few clips from Nick there. Here's a few quick clips from Nick, and they're pretty sad. He's going after, not going after, but he's following up with the co-signers of the bill, and they either have no idea what they signed, or more likely, they're just dodging questions. Anyway, here it is.
Here's one of the authors of the bill. How are you guys doing? We just want to ask you about the bill and why you guys would pass this bill that really is an attack on free speech.
I am not even sure what you're talking about.
Really?
You said an author. I don't think.
Yes.
I'm an
Did you
author.
pass out? Did you sign to pass this bill? The AB 26?
No, I don't
24?
know what you're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
You do not.
No,
Are you
guys
serious?
are just talking about something.
We're talking about something random. Okay. Speaker Rivas, how are you doing? What do you think about the Stop Nick Shirley Act, AB 2624?
I don't know anything about it.
And do you think there's any conflict of interest there with Mia Bonta and her husband being the AG? That just shows you everything you need to know. These people won't even answer the questions. You're a co-author of the Stop Nick Shirley Act. Oh, you know who I am. My name's Nick Shirley, ma'am. You signed off on the AB 2624 Act. Can you tell us about what you did on that?
I don't even know who you are.
Well, my name's Nick Shirley.
I'm sorry,
But could you please just answer any question about the AB 2624 bill? A lot of people are worried about that it's going to stop fraud investigations. But you're the one who signed off and you're a co-author of it. These people are crazy. They can't even answer questions about the bills that they're co-authoring. Oh, is this Scott Wiener right here?
Yep, yes he is.
Yes.
Scott Wiener, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. Can you give us your opinion?
Capitol.
Thank you very much. Can you give us your opinion really quick on AB 2624?
I think you're a psycho scam artist. So
You think please disclose how you think that. Look how they just run away. These guys are fools. It would suck to have last name Wiener anyways.
And before we wrap up the show, since I have a little bit of time, here's a little bit of fun from Japan. 7-Elevens in Japan are incredible. Best egg salad sandwich I have had in my entire life. I definitely ate at least one every single day I was in Japan. It was breakfast. By the way, they also have these pancakes that are like 2 pancakes sandwiched, and they have margarine and maple syrup in them. Now, margarine, I'd prefer it to be butter, but I'll take it. It's good enough. Those things were amazing. So I always had one of those, and then a egg salad sandwich, and then just cruising throughout the day. If I was ever hungry and we weren't near a real food place, a good food place, then I would just stop in at 7-Eleven and get myself an egg salad sandwich. The other favorite snack of mine was from Family Mart. If you don't know, there is kind of a competition sort of thing going on between 7-Eleven, Family Mart, and Lawson's. 3 convenience stores. They're all pretty much identical for the most part. And there's different types of them as well. Some of them have like a little lounge spot where you can, sit down and eat a snack or whatever. Some of them are really tiny. Some of them are really big. And all 3 have those different size versions. But anyway, 7-Eleven had the best egg salad sandwich by miles. Lawson was close, but their bread just wasn't quite right. And Family Mart, they were just kind of, all right. And then they have all kinds of other sandwiches. I'm talking, you ever see the triangular packaging with just two triangle sandwiches in them? Amazing. They had all kinds of different sandwiches, ham sandwiches, egg salad sandwiches, of course, tuna sandwiches. You could even get combo packs, like 1 tuna, 1 egg, or 1 tuna, 1 egg, 1 ham, whatever. It was all kinds of fun. Something very interesting I found there was 7 Select shochu. This is 7-Eleven brand shochu, which is... I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like sake. I believe it is a rice alcohol, but it's a little bit stronger than sake. It's fairly strong stuff. And I also found this little bottle of sake at 7-Eleven. It's all glass. Comes with a little sake cup on top. Just beautiful. I had to buy that. Not my favorite tasting beer, perhaps, but my favorite beer for the bottle. I just brought the bottle home. My favorite because, I don't know if you could read it, but right down there it says, "In every spirit and every season, everywhere, beer." I agree. So really, really fun there. Got myself a little Japanese whiskey as well. This is a Takayama Distillery, Hida Takayama Distillery. I thought the name was a little bit different. I didn't have to repeat that. But anyway, nice smoky, peaty whiskey here. Beautiful thing. But anyway, there's lots of fun in Japan. And now I think we had a nice palate cleanser. So let's move on to our hero of the week. Our hero of the week this week is Josh Howerton. Don't know if you've ever seen his videos. You probably have if you're scrolling on the internet. He is a wonderful, wonderful man. Very well versed in Christianity and everything surrounding it. He's I don't think he's done. Well, maybe he did do some street preaching. I can't remember. But he goes on podcasts and talks about the Lord, the Bible, and kind of everything going on. Here's a really interesting clip. Maybe not the most inspiring clip, but when it comes to what I think I know it's very important to listen to what he has to say, and I think he says it in the video. But if you have a decent understanding of the Bible, you kind of know, the end times prophecy and stuff. The Antichrist comes, he kind of unites the world, everything's great for 7 years, and then, I think I'm getting that right. Maybe I have that mixed up a little bit. Anyway, I'm not super well versed on it. I don't spend too much time with the end times prophecies. I'm not concerned with the end times. But, anywho, so I think there's like 7 good years, and then there's the tribulation and 1,000 years of Jesus ruling the land. At the end of the 7 years, that's when Jesus comes down for the second time and takes care of all the enemies of God. But anyway, here is Josh Howerton.
If you start doing a deep dive on Christian beliefs about the end times and Islamic beliefs about the end times, I'm gonna show you some things that are A, gonna blow your mind, and B, gonna send a chill down your spine. In Islamic eschatology, there will be an end times messianic figure that's called the Mahdi that usher in the end of the world and paradise in Islam. Now, I'm gonna bullet point for you what Muslims believe the Mahdi will do. If you are a Bible-aware Christian, you're gonna have a whole bunch of like flashing red lights in your head going, whoa, 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 that sounds familiar. In Islamic eschatology, the Mahdi will emerge as a charismatic messianic world leader during global chaos. He will take control of the world and destroy everyone who resists him. He will invade many nations. He will rule and reign for 7 years. He will broker a 7-year peace treaty with the Jews. He will conquer Israel and massacre the Jews. He will establish an Islamic one-world government headquartered in Jerusalem. He will establish Islam as the only acceptable religion. He will come on a white horse. Hello. With supernatural power doing signs and wonders. He will be assisted by a powerful prophet. Now listen, if any of that sounds familiar, it is a precise description of the Bible's Antichrist. Islam's Mahdi is the Christian Antichrist. Now, let me go one last layer deeper. If you view Ezekiel 38 as an eschatological prophecy, then what you're waiting for is that at the end, a bunch of nations in the world will gather against Israel. They will wage a multi-front war, and it's going to look like Israel is going to be destroyed, and that at that moment is the moment that Jesus Christ will return, war horse, tattoo on his thigh, fire in his eyes, sword out of his mouth, and he will destroy them and put down the enemies of God. Now, dude, here's what's insane. It's using the names for those nations in the time that Ezekiel was written. Gog and Magog corresponds to primarily Russia and Central Asia. Meshech and Tubal, that's Turkey. Persia is Iran. Cush is Sudan. Put is Libya. Gomer is Turkey. And Beth Togarmah is also Turkey. All but one of those today are Islamic nations. And guess what is the fastest growing religion in the only one of those nations that is not yet an Islamic nation, Russia? Islam.
Wow.
I'm just telling you, man, I don't know how to read these things without at least wondering if Islam, the rise of Islam, is ushering in the events of the biblically prescribed end times. Now listen, Christians should love Muslims. God loves all people, wants to save all people. They're Gentiles too that God wants to save. Christians should hate Islam. It is a demonic ideology and religion that destroys and enslaves the people that adhere to it.
It's a very interesting video, and now we know that the Muslims are literally worshiping the Antichrist. That is something I didn't really know. I guess I kind of assumed, well, not the Antichrist. I just knew they were not worshiping God. But very interesting. I highly suggest go look up Josh Howerton. I think on all his social media stuff, it's Josh_Howerton. Really, really cool guy. Awesome message. If you want to learn more about the Bible, he is a great guy to learn from it. And instead of, possibly just for today only, but instead of a Coors Banquet, Josh Howerton, I'd like to offer you a Suntory Highball. I don't know if you drink or not, but I'd love to share a highball with you and talk to you more. You are such an incredible man, very interesting, incredibly knowledgeable, and I've enjoyed learning a lot from you. Anyway, Suntory Highball for Josh Howerton. Welcome to the list of Heroes of the Week. And one last thing, the Suntory Highball, if you don't know, this is a really fun drink. In Japan, it's almost very difficult to get just a glass of whiskey. A lot of times you'll order a whiskey and it'll come in sparkling water, basically. They just kind of get a glass of sparkling water, pour a shot of whiskey in there, and they call it a highball. It's delicious. You get the beautiful flavors of the whiskey and a little bit of sparkling water, kind of fun. And I prefer my whiskey neat, but that was a pretty neat way to try it. Anywho, God bless you. God bless this big, beautiful rock we live on. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.